it's Debbie at Basket Case Mama Fab Finds, and I am here with another haul video. Excuse, I'm going to be mean today because I have caught myself a little something unpleasant over the holidays. This is getting recorded like shortly after Thanksgiving. It's like the beginning of December. And of course, right after Thanksgiving, I came down with some snuffly stuff. So I'm still a little, I feel fine, but I still have a little going on. So pardon me if I'm humming. Anyway, I hope you all had a very nice Thanksgiving. I'm sure you're going to be seeing this probably after Christmas, because I only post videos on Wednesdays generally. Sometimes I post two, but usually just once on Wednesdays because this isn't my only gig. But thus far, the beginning of the quarter, the beginning of the fourth quarter was rather slow in October. November's was a little better. And December is Metza. I have a sale going on right now, so it's okay, but really not as good as last year. At least I don't think so. I'll look at it at the end of the year and see what we got, but I did have some decent sales, so you'll be seeing my December sale video coming up soon. That probably will go up right after my Wednesday video. So, and now I have like little bubbles. So yeah, because I'm trying to talk, so that's always helpful. So this is stuff that I picked up. Excuse my back for a minute here while I gather things. This is stuff that I picked up at the little thrift shop. So about 2 weeks ago, right before Thanksgiving, I went to the little thrift shop and everything was half price because it's half price on Wednesday for senior citizens. So that's always good. And I qualify for this. So I always go and look around and see what I can find. And I found quite a bit of stuff, all littles, some holiday stuff, which if all goes well, will be up before Christmas. This Christmas, hopefully. But we'll see, because I'm just getting to the video today because I was sick for 2 days, so everything's kind of backlogged. But oh well, it is what it is. But this cute little guy is a tuxedo kitty cat. His little ears squished down, but he's a kitty cat. He's Department 56. He has his little fishy here. I'm going to guess he's going to go for about $20. It might be more, but I will pop the prices up here because I did do the research on some of it. So the prices will go up here. After I do when I edit, I put the prices because I've researched it by then to make sure. But I had another one of these that was, I think, a lamb. It was quite dirty. This one is actually in quite good condition, but the lamb was really dirty. It did come clean a little bit, and I'll list any of the places it didn't come clean. There was like a place that's a little discolored on the white of his foot. So he, of course, won't go for as much. But this one's a Christmas one, and he has his fish still attached, which is always good. So I think he'll do okay. But I'm going to guess 20 because he's that parachute material, like puffalumps. Some puffalumps go for like $100. So not all of them, but some of them. And then I found this guy. So those that know already have noticed there's a tag here. This is a stife. He's got his little button and his little yellow tag. He is wool, so he is mohair. He's a humpback. He has like the hump on his back here. And this was actually a Titanic version of it. And he's got like the felty feet. He's in really nice condition overall. He has, he's jointed. So, and I did look him up, and I want to say that this one went for like $69. He's not terribly old. He's vintage, but he's not antique. Like some of them are really old. The old mohair go for lots of money, even in terrible condition. But this one isn't quite that old, but he still goes for, I think I saw around $70. So again, and I'll pop that up here in the little corner. I try to sit off center so when I pop prices up, there's room to put it. So if you wonder why I'm always on one side, that's why. But he's cute, but look, he's got like red eyes. Can you see his red eyes? I don't know if you can see it at all, but anyway, we'll see. I don't know if you can see his eyes. So I don't know if you can see his eyes, but his eyes are red. Red. I don't know if you'll be able to tell or not. They're so dark in there, but they're they have a red rim to them. I'm trying to see if I can catch the light. What little light there is in my office, I'm gonna have to get better lights. Even with the ring light, it's terrible. There's just like my desk faces a corner, so there's light blocked over here. There's light blocked by the sun, by my light box behind me, as you can see. So there's I have two windows, and I have a third window that's also blocked by bookshelves. So they're all blocked, and I have can lighting. It's just terrible in here. And nothing I do, that little light up there, that was a desk light that's up there that sometimes helps. This little light helps a little today. It's terrible, but it's glary, but it'll work. But I don't know, I'm trying to see if you can bringing it over. Let's see. Can you, oh, can you see his eyes? Oh, there we go. Can you? You can sort of see them. Come on, eyes, light up. Catch the light. There you go. Can you see? They're red. It's very cool. Anyway, I don't know if that's from, what that's from, but he's got red eyes, which is so strange. But he's really cute, and like I said, he's a Titanic one. So Steiff, all of them do well. Sometimes they take a little while, the newer ones, to sell. I just had one sell that took about 60 days or so, maybe a little bit longer, which isn't terrible, but you do what you got to do. So this one is a Lenox, a caboose, and this is a Holiday Express. I have another one that I just listed, and these do pretty well. I'm going to say like around 40 is what I saw for this. This is pre-owned in the box. It's the other one was new in the box. This one's pre-owned. It has been opened. You can see it's been opened a few times, but still not bad for, I think this one cost me $5 because it was, of course, marked up because it's Lenox. The other thing I picked up is a whole bunch of these. Not this exact one, but these are needlepoint kit on canvas. The canvas ones don't do as well as the actual needlepoints or the cross stitch kits, and definitely is not as well as the old stockings. Some of the old stocking kits sell for hundreds of dollars. So if you see those, definitely look them up. But these were just $1 a piece. So, and they're complete, they're new, and they're definitely vintage, probably from the 70s. This one's by Studio 12. And it has all these ornaments in it, and I want to say it goes for like $15, give or take. So none of these were a lot, but for $1 at $10 to $15 a piece, and I think I got 10 of them. That's $100 to $150. So there's another one, also the canvas, and a bunch of them, and that one is a Busilla. This is another Studio 12, and I do have a couple duplicates. This one's a duplicate of the one I just showed, so I love it because I can multi-list them, and that makes my life totally simple. And again, this one was canvas capers, and it makes these little crocheted things here, but there's more than that in here, I think, so I'm gonna have to go through it. I think this might be a bunch of directions for things, so I'm gonna have to look through that because that's not new. That's got like booklets. You'll see like a whole bunch of booklets in it. So I think the kit is in here. Well, part of a kit is in here. One looks like they did 1 star. So I don't know, but it's got the directions. And then there's directions for a keychain. And then there's a quick and easy crochet book from way back when that has somebody's address on it, so we'll have to cover that out, but 1989. And then there's crocheted, oh, there's a McCall's crocheted ornament patterns there. That should do pretty well, I would think. There's a Clark's Baby book that's vintage. The directions will probably do pretty well. And there's another crochet book from 1988. So yeah, all those kinds of things people like. So in the directions for this one. So this is a partial kit to make these little things here. And it tells you how to make them. So I might not do anything with that since it's only partial, but those books are worth more than $1 each one of them. I will post those prices up once I looked them up, because I just realized they were in there. I had not noticed that before. So this is also Christmas needlepoint canvas kit, unused Studio 12, $12 to $15. Sorry, hanging upside down. So there was a long line on Wednesday. There were more people there than I think I've ever seen on a Wednesday there, or any other day for that matter. Even when they do their half price sales on Saturday, which I'm not usually there for because it's always crazy, it was like that kind of crazy. I picked these up, and these are Fleetwood mid-century modern. This is like a serrated knife, carving knife, and this is a serrated knife. So I'm gonna look them up, sell them as a pair, but I'm gonna say probably 20 for the pair. And I found another set of knives, and there's 8 of them. They're just silk knives, but ooh, what a find they are. Wait till I show you. They were really, really good. Really, 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 really. Probably, I don't know, probably the best thing I've ever found. Price-wise, like looking them up. I sold a while ago a Bavarian centerpiece bowl. I had it listed for, I want to say like $300, and it sold for I think $275. And that was the best thing I think I've ever found, is for one item. But this is better than that, so I'll show you in a minute. But this is just a set of ornaments. They're just American Classic. They're glass, but they have like picture of a cardinal in the back of them, and then they have like frosted tree branches and little scene on the front. There's 4 in this box, and it's pretty on. The box is a little rough. It's not destroyed, but it's a little rough. It's crinkled a little bit. But I'm going to say this would probably go for $20, $25. So I think I paid $2 for it, so not too bad there. Then we got this cute little ornament, felt, got buttons and embroidery on it. Probably $5, maybe a little bit more. Then we have this little stiff bear. And he's a little bit older. He's also mohair. He's still got his tag on him. So he's made in Germany for the US market. Surface washable, genuine mohair. Doesn't have a year on it that I can tell. That would be helpful, but probably 1990s, because it's got maybe 2000. It's got a CE on it. Which is a safety mark. I believe it's made in Germany still, but it's got its ear tag. So, but this one, for this exact one, sold for $89, like $95 to $89 to $95. And he's little. He's the littler one, so go figure there. But because he still has his tags, that helps always. So this is a Galleries of Stitchery one, and again, there's 10 to 15 all day long. I think I've got 10 of them in here. Not all in this bag, but all in here nonetheless. Then we have this little guy here. Little girl driving a train. It's a little heart here. It's wooden. These are, she's in the back there. There she is. She's not driving. She's hitching a ride, apparently. But these are made in Taiwan, and it's by Anarco, but it's called like Tiny Tots or Tot Tinies or something like that. Some Tot Toys, Toy Tots. Something along those lines. So this is by Noble Hall, also Taiwan. It's a Storytime Bell. Cap'n Teddy Glow Bell. Cap'n Teddy Glow Bell. Opening the box. Because you can't see, I could show you the box, but it doesn't help because it has a teeny tiny itty bitty window, which is not helping. I believe he's in a dirigible. I believe. 'Tis a dirigible. Kind of look like a dirigible. but he's so cute. So you can put a light in the back of him. I'll show you in the back in a minute. See, there's the back. It wants to show you the back first. And there's the front, the little teddy in his dirigible, and he's also a bell. So he's a bell, he's a light, he's got all sorts of things going on. He's made in Taiwan, he's vintage, it's ceramic, and it lights up. So that's pretty cute. And it's in the box, which is always helpful, and it's not damaged, also helpful. I did make sure when I looked it over real quickly. That's why I was pretty sure it was still a dirigible. But yeah, so that's not too shabby. And then we have this guy. It feels like stone, honestly. It's like so soft. It's not. It's like probably resin, but it's a Santa resting on his sack in his jammers or his exercise ball. I think it's his sack because I don't know. Maybe it is his exercise ball. He's supposed to hang like this. I don't know. It's just cute though. So I thought it was cute. Definitely 1980s. No doubt about it. Look, he's even got a trap door on his jammers. So probably $5 to $7 for him. You never know until you look them up. But this is a little set of, I believe this is the teddy bears, not the rockin' teddies, the teddy bears over here. And this is a complete set as well, so 10 to 15. I think it makes 4 to 6 of those little guys. And then I found these. Do not cut myself. So I found 8 of these. So these are made in Germany, and I've learned if it's made in Germany and it's got 3 tangs, that generally that's a good sign. It's Zweilig by J.A. Henkels, made in Germany. Ice hardened, and dark stain on the handles. So these are nice. They're a nice weight to them, and they're steak knives, and they are pretty sharp still. And like I said, I found 8 of them at the thrift store, and when I looked them up, pre-owned for a set just like these had sold for $360. Not new, pre-owned. The new one sold for more. So I was like, okay, that's interesting. So I don't know if I'll go quite that high, but 360 is pretty high. So yeah, that would be very nice if that comes true, despite all the research that you do when you do it, and the sold prices and the actually sold prices versus the, sometimes it's they take an offer and like it's crossed out and you have to go look it up. But for the it was an actually sold price of $360. So that's pretty interesting. So we'll see how that works out. And if it comes to life, or if it's just not going to come to life, and you never know. Sometimes, you know, I might get that price, but it might take me 4 years to get it. So we'll see how that is too. You always have to like look at how long things take to sell, because, and I think that's like part of the problem when you see like places like Goodwill and Salvation Army looking things up, and they're looking, oh well, it sells for this much on eBay. And sometimes they're looking at what people have it listed for, and you could just list it for absolutely anything, and it doesn't mean it's going to sell for that. And people take offers on things, and they don't know to look up the actually sold prices on things either. But I also think that they don't realize that you can price it up. And I think they've been learning it, because you can see some of the prices starting to come down. You can price it up all day long, but it doesn't mean it's going to sell for that. So even if it has sold before for $360, that was like, it depends on how far back on eBay. I can go back 3 years. So if it sold last year or the year before, it may not sell for that now, because it's all economic based, it's all market based, it's all how many things are in the market flooding it right now, at the availability, how hard they are to find. There are so many variables that you have to know, like the sell-through rates, how fast things are selling. If they're in high demand, you can get a lot more money than something that's not in high demand. That, like, Barbies, for example, there's millions of Barbies. Like some Barbies, the really old ones, very specific and excellent condition, like the really old, like 1950s ones, the really early ones, 1950s, 60s, can sell for hundreds of dollars. The ones from the 80s and 90s were mass produced. They just don't fetch that much money. They will not. Certain ones might, like new in the box, might make more, but even like the collector's editions, like for the holidays, most of them don't sell for a lot of money. They just don't. There's so many of them. There's hundreds of them out there, sometimes thousands of them online at one time. And when there's that many out there, the lowest price wins almost every time. So the lowest price with the free shipping is the guy that wins. So when you're looking at prices out there, you really have to consider how many are out there listed, who's listed, and look, are they, did it sell? Okay, it sold for $50, but was it free shipping? Because that means it didn't sell for $50. That means it sold for probably about $10 less than 50 because they had to pay the shipping. So you always have to think about like how much the shipping's going to cost. How much are they shipping overseas? Are they doing that? Because overseas markets you can get a little bit more because they can't get some products overseas that we can get here. And there's things that we can't even sell overseas, like Levi's. You can't ship them overseas. You're not allowed to. So you really have to know your market. You know what you're doing. I don't ship underseas unless I'm specifically asked to ship. And then I have to look up and make sure it's something I'm allowed to ship to that country. And generally, I can. But I was just watching, there was a gentleman online that resells that sold something like that was a figurine from some Lord of the Rings or something. And some of these things are really faked and faked well. And it'd be hard to tell. And he sold it overseas for like $2,500, $2,600, and customs seized it as being, I don't know if it was fake or if it was something wrong with it, or it was stolen. I don't know. I have no idea. He didn't know either. He didn't say either that I heard. But it, like $2,600, he's out now because you're not going to get back from the buyer. And it was seized. eBay didn't stop it. It got seized by customs. So you're just screwed. There's nothing you can do about that. That stinks is what it does. So when you're out there and you have to know your stuff. You have to look things up. You have to double check. You got to make sure it's not fake. There's a lot that goes into it. So while the thrift stores want to price things up, they can sell the fakes and nobody comes for them. And that's the most annoying. Like, that's annoying when I see like a Louis Vuitton, fake Louis, for sale for $45 or $60, and it's obviously fake. It's not even a good fake or a fake coach. I'm thinking about, like, why are we selling it? And then they'll price it up. They can't get rid of it. Then they'll price it down, and then they'll price down things that like do sell pretty good, and they don't know what it is. Like, they just really don't know, and they're guessing. They know certain names. And the names they know are mostly like mall brands and things that really don't sell for a lot of money online for eBay. And the stuff that they get that they think is really high end probably is fake. They really need to check more carefully, because you're going to, I've seen fake, oh gosh, just all different, like Louis Vuitton's the first one that comes to mind, but fake Doonies, there's fake other higher end stuff. Like Hermes gets faked all the time in ties. Dior, you get some fakes of that too. Givenchy, not as much, probably some, but I've not run into it. But Lacoste is one that gets faked all the time. And there's another one. We were out the other day, my daughter and I, and there was a shirt, and it was obviously fake, and I'm trying to remember what the brand was, but it was a higher end brand. But anyway, it was just like, as soon as I touched it, I was like, ooh, it felt like poplin. It was like a dress shirt, and it felt like poplin, like something you buy like at a department store, not very like, that work quality. And it was supposed to be like a white dress shirt, and it was like, it didn't have, usually it would have markings all over. It had like one marking on it. So, and I was like, fake. It is so fake. And there were some girls in the store that looked at it, and they were behind me, and they were like, oh, look, it's that. I'm like, it's fake. It's just obviously fake. And how do you know? I'm like, well, because like the tag wasn't sewn properly. It was just bad. It was a bad fake too. But it was priced up because the store doesn't know it's a bad fake, and because they got kids pricing stuff in the back. So you got to do your homework, and you got to kind of pay attention. You got to pay attention to how they do fakes. Go look them up online. If you like buying designer stuff, find out what the fakes look like, because Rachel Strickland does a really good thing on fake Dooney, and I think Fake Coach. She does a lot of high-end purses, and she knows her fakes. And that's really helpful, because some things are super easy to check for, like the kinds of zippers they use, and like checking to see if the stitching's even, and checking the quality of the leather. Is it leather? The quickest giveaway for Louis Vuitton is the fake ones are not leather, and they're obviously not leather. Like, they're bad pleather. They're not even good pleather. At least some of the fake Coaches are really leather, which makes it a little harder to discern if they're real or not. But they still don't fetch as much as a Louis will. So, yeah, so you got to do your homework. But every now and then, you'll find something like Balenciaga. That's another one that gets faked pretty regularly. So you just have to know what you're looking for. But if you look at all the high-end things, and they're all good, the stitching, the way the labels are on there, it has like a good zipper brand on it. The leather quality, that it's really leather. Make sure there's not a tag inside, made in China, things like that, you know, because sometimes there's like the little tag in the lining. You can tell usually. I've only got dinged one time for a fake, and I'm still not sure that it really was a fake, because I checked it, and there was another one I was worried about, and the one I wasn't worried about was the one they dinged. So go figure. There was one that it looked okay, but it just, I couldn't really find the pattern. And I thought, but everything looked right. So, and I listed it, and I figured, you know, let me see. And that one was fine. The other one, which I looked really good, and everything was perfect on it, I had no doubt that it was real. And that one was the one they pulled as a fake. So, isn't it? Is it the AI messing up? I can't, that one I'm not, you know, I'm not going to mess with, because I don't know. I have to be able to prove it. And sometimes it's hard to prove. So, anyway, do your homework and watch what you're buying, and make sure you're not buying fakes. And I'm going to be back probably in the same outfit for the next video, because I got a couple to shoot today. But I thank you guys so much for coming and watching today. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I do appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. Really, I do. I would appreciate it so much if you can hit the thumbs up and let the algorithm know that you like the video. You let me know too. Leave a comment if you saw something that you like, or if you've been burnt by a brand, by a fakie. And let me know what, you know, let me know something that you found that, you know, you got zinged on. It happens to the best of us, so be careful out there, especially like yard sales. Especially, I got a fake Dooney wallet at a yard sale one time. I didn't pay much for it, and it was real leather, but it wasn't real Dooney. So just be careful out there, and, you know, watch what you're doing. And I really will always try to bring you some stuff that I find out along the way, because I'm learning every day, just like everybody else. So thanks so much again for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will catch you on the next one. Bye-bye.